The Arsenal has just revealed who will be their first target for the summer transfer window. And Arsenal legend Ian Wright reveals he is very concerned about the team's weak point. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest news from Arsenal straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Mikel Arteta's #1 Arsenal striker target for the summer transfer window has now been revealed. Viktor Gyokeres is currently at the top of the Arsenal summer shopping list. The Gunners are known to be in the market for a new striker. Whilst Kai Havertz has impressed up front for Arsenal in recent weeks, he is not the most clinical finisher. Equally, Gabriel Jesus has failed to be prolific this season. On top of that, Nketiah is not of the standard required to fire the North London club to any major titles. Arsenal have been heavily linked with a move for Brentford target man Ivan Toney. Napoli superstar Victor Osimhen has also been named as a potential Arsenal target. According to Football Transfers, though, Mikel Arteta has now identified Gyokeres as the Gunners' top summer transfer target. Arsenal scouts have been monitoring the Sporting Lisbon forward for a number of months, and they consider him to be an ideal fit for Arteta's preferred style of play. Arsenal are not the only ones to have recognized the 25-year-old's quality and potential. Gyokeres has been described as being unplayable before. He has certainly been in blistering form this season. Since joining the Portuguese outfit from Championship side Coventry City in the most recent summer transfer window, the Swedish striker has racked up an astonishing 33 goals and 12 assists in just 37 appearances across all competitions. If he could hit anything like those numbers in the Premier League, he would soon become a hero at the Emirates Stadium. However, Gyokeres won't come cheap. Sporting will want Gyokeres' €100 million release clause paid in full, which would equate to around £86 million, in order to part with the 19-cap Sweden international this summer. That being said, the Arsenal hierarchy have shown a willingness to back Arteta in pursuit of his top targets in the past. The Gunners paid a club record £105 million to prize Declan Rice away from West Ham United last summer. Rice has since been hailed as the best Arsenal signing since Dennis Bergkamp was brought to the club in 1995. What's more, if the Gunners were to pursue deals for either Toney or Osimhen, both of those players could prove to be even more expensive, and both would likely demand higher wages than Gyokeres, who has never played in the Premier League before, could reasonably ask for. That lack of English top-flight experience may be a cause for concern as far as Arsenal are concerned. There is little doubt, though, that Gyokeres could potentially be a game-changing signing. Arsenal have been drawn against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-finals, in what promises to be a fascinating tie. The German champions will provide a stern test for Mikel Arteta's side, and Arsenal fans will be keen on revenge after being humiliated by Bayern in the 2017 knockouts. Whilst Bayern's team has mostly changed since Arsenal last faced them, there are several players from the last clash who are still at the club, including Germany star Thomas Müller. Müller has now spoken about the draw, and has also sent a message to Arsenal star Kai Havertz, whom he plays with at international level.
And it's Arsenal. Kai Havertz, my friend, I am waiting for you. Now it's a nice draw. Two very good teams. Two very good stadiums, two very good cities. It will be tough, but I'm always positive. See you, Gunners.
Müller was a figure who would often terrorize Arsene Wenger's sides in the Champions League, and even at the age of 34, he is someone who Arsenal will have to be wary of. In 7 games against Arsenal, Müller recorded 4 wins, drew once and lost twice. In these 7 games, he scored 5 times and provided 1 assist. His best performance came in the round of 16 in 2013, with Arsenal hosting Bayern at the Emirates in the first leg. Müller provided a goal and an assist in a 3-1 win which proved vital to qualification, with the away goal rule meaning that his impact in the away leg sent Bayern through despite losing 2-0 at home in the return tie. Havertz, meanwhile, has won just once in 7 games against Bayern Munich, with his only goal against them coming in a DFB Pokal defeat with Bayer Leverkusen. The Arsenal summer signing is now coming into his own at the club after a tough start, and may even be compared to Müller in terms of playing style, with the veteran also a midfielder capable of playing up front due to his height. Arsenal will hope that Müller cannot add to his tally against them, whilst Havertz will hope to make an impact against the German champions. Ian Wright fears ineffective Arsenal ace will cost Gunners in Champions League. Arsenal icon Wright felt Jorginho was ineffective against Porto. A heroic display by on-loan Brentford goalkeeper David Raya secured Arsenal a 4-2 win over Porto on penalties in the last 16. Leandro Trossard hauled the Gunners level on aggregate at 1-1 after magic from Martin Odegaard. But Porto were happy to drag the game to penalties. Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice scored each of Arsenal's 4 penalties against Porto, while Raya saved Wendell and Galino's attempts. But Wright was somewhat surprised that Arteta took Jorginho off in the 83rd minute given the possibility of spot kicks. Jorginho started to look leggy towards the end of regular time and he made way for Gabriel Jesus. The 32-year-old had shown flashes of his experience after starting the second leg. But Arteta sacrificed Jorginho as the Italian had failed to unlock Porto's stern defensive line. Arsenal legend Wright also goes as far as saying Jorginho was ineffective against Porto and he could now prove problematic. The Highbury hero fears teams will target the 50-cap Italy star the further Arsenal go in the Champions League as Jorginho proved to be the weak link. He told his Wrighty's House podcast, "The problem I feel we might have is that if Jorginho is playing in those games, I think the more that's on the line and the more we need to control games, the more Jorginho has a chance of playing. So, I think people will cater for him. And people will watch this game and think, in the end, they took Jorginho off and remember, he's a penalty taker. He was so ineffective today because he did not get the chance to turn and do his stuff. I think teams will probably target that because that has really curtailed us." Jorginho has scored 42 of his 50 career penalties for club and country, outside of shootouts. Yet just one of those penalty strikes have been with Arsenal when the Nketiah, Brazil-born technician converted against RC Lens in November. It is Jorginho's only penalty with Arsenal. To wrap up, Edu Gasper delivers his verdict on Arsenal's draw with Bayern Munich in the Champions League. The Gunners were first out of the hat and will play against the German Giants, in what will be their first appearance at this stage of the Champions League since 2010. Should Arsenal make it past Bayern, they will face Real Madrid or Manchester City in what is an incredibly tough route to the final. Arsenal director Edu Gasper, who made 26 Champions League appearances across his career, has now given his verdict on Mikel Arteta's chances in the competition, and what could be in store against Bayern. Speaking via club media, Edu claimed that Arsenal have what it takes to get past the German champions and reach the semi-finals. "It's a beautiful game to play. We are going to be playing against a team that are very experienced in the competition and the players that they have are amazing, but we have good momentum. We are really excited to face them and see if we can go through," he stated. "The way the players and the team are performing is very exciting. We are playing at our best at the moment, so let's carry on playing the way we are playing and see how far we can go. It's a privilege to be here. There are a lot of big clubs here, so we'll have to do our very best to carry on in the competition. It's the quarterfinal of the Champions League, there will be a lot of fantastic players on the field and I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere in both stadiums. We'll do our best and try to do everything to get through to the next phase." Arsenal's route to the final is tough, but if they can end years of failure against Bayern Munich, then they may back themselves to cause an upset in the semi-final to attempt to go all the way. When asked if Arsenal can reach Wembley and lift a first-ever Champions League, Edu appeared confident that the Gunners could do it. "Why not? We have to dream because of the way we are playing and performing and the momentum we have at the moment," he replied. "This is the position we have to always be in because of the size of the club and the way we are, and it feels like we're back where we belong." Bayern is an incredibly tough draw for Arsenal, and there will be plenty of focus on striker Harry Kane, who would love nothing more than putting his old foes to the sword. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.